Ntsikelelo Breakfast. Dr. Breakfast is the Acting Director at the Centre for Security, Peace and Conflict Resolution at Nelson Mandela University. Dr. Breakfast, good afternoon. Good to talk to you again. How do you read this? Do you think that Zuma-Sambudla was under pressure to resign over what seems to be her involvement in the sending of 17 South Africans to Russia? Do you think she was sort of forced to go?
Stephen, my reading of this situation is that, first of all, I think these allegations have painted a bad picture about the party, largely because they do have a potential of reputational damage, meaning that they do pose a threat to the brand of the party. Now, the challenge has been that this member has a political capital, meaning that this member has basically a political advantage because she's the daughter of the founder of the party. No wonder I think there has been a slow pace of decision making with regard to the positionality of the party, because I get the sense that the party has been in pain because the party has been using a softy approach. If this was another normal member, I can bet my bottom dollar the party would have made a call long time ago. Then your question begs, did she jump or was she pushed? I doubt very much if this is a decision that she made by herself. I think it must have been one of those decisions that one makes, against your will. Given the fact that this also has affected the image of the party.
You have to also ask, I suppose, what role her father, the leader of the party, might have played in this. I mean, it would seem to me, if you look at the control that Zuma seems to have over the party, that she would not be pushed unless he wanted her to. If he wanted her to stay, she probably would.
Of course. That's another thing that the party needs to address, because the party sometimes, it tends to cloud issues between family matters and organizational matters. And I think that tends to hold back other members from breaking ranks in terms of speaking their minds, because there has been a perpetual silence in terms of what is the standpoint of the party. The story broke long time ago. So the party was expected, in my view, to have made a call long time ago and not wait until the damage is done. But I think this is one of the things that are really posing a threat to the stability of the party. I would say the duality between family members and also organizational matters.
It would also suggest that maybe there's more to come in this particular story about the 17 South Africans who were sent to Russia, and on what may be the worst possible way to interpret it. There are many other ways. But it would seem that perhaps money changed hands, and as a result of that, these South Africans are there in a war they don't want to be in a place they don't understand. We seem to have lost Dr. Ntsikelelo Breakfast there. Sorry about that. We'll try and make contact with him again just to continue that conversation. Other questions as well, of course, about what we've seen. Dr. Breakfast, you're back with us now. I was asking the question, do you think there could be more to come on this? And the worst possible interpretation one could probably put on this, I mean, the other interpretations would be that it seems Zuma-Sambudla received money in return for sending South Africans to a war in a place they don't understand.
Yes, Stephen, this is a multi-dimensional phenomenon in the sense that this is also a security matter, right? But this is also a diplomatic matter between us and the Russian government. So I think also the government has to come into the picture in terms of engaging with the Russian government to let go of those South Africans to be brought down here. But also this is, I think, a question of human rights, because you cannot recruit people against their will, or you cannot recruit people without their knowledge and make them to participate in a war that they don't know anything about. So it's not only an organizational matter, but also it's a matter of security. Yeah, I mean, I expect a lot, but MK has a lot of a responsibility in terms of doing damage control.
I've been trying to think of the contribution Zuma-Sambudla has made in public. Now, she is a member of parliament. I haven't heard her speak in Parliament very often. She doesn't give many interviews. She's had, and some of this is controversial, she's had a very strong online presence on social media. Is it quite surprising that considering her position, her status in the party, I mean, to my mind, she's given very few interviews. She's spoken hardly at all.
Normally, a person who is deployed to Parliament is someone who has been politically baptized, you know, let's say at a tender age, or someone who has a history of political activism. I don't think she does have that political history. I think it stands to reason that she was plugged in there in Parliament because of, in my opinion, because of her father. And she has crossed swords with many people in the party. I concur with you. I think we speak the same language. I've never heard her articulating, you know, something coherent or any position of the party regarding what the party stands for. So I don't think that, from my standpoint, she has made any contribution to Parliament and to I've never heard her even addressing members of the party, maybe in a rally or a meeting. So I don't even know what political views does she hold.
MK's had a series of leadership changes. So John Hleko seems to have been suspended. Floyd Chavambu came and left. Tony Yengeni is now in a position that was created for him as a sort of additional deputy president. I mean, what does this tell us about MK? I mean, I accept that a new party will have some challenges. That's happened. But this seems to be a consistent, well, it looks for the moment like a consistent problem or challenge for MK, that we seem to keep having this almost turmoil in its leadership.
If the party purports to be a vanguard, the party needs to hold a conference in order for the rank and file to elect leaders. Because at the moment, decision-making revolves around the personality of former President Zuma. Let's face it, whatever he says goes. And that is the biggest threat which is posing a danger to the party. So the party doesn't have a democracy. There's no democracy. Because democracy, it's when people are able to articulate their views, they elect their own leaders, and are able to hold those they have elected into account. So this issue of leadership, it needs to be addressed. If the party wants to improve its electoral performance in the light of the upcoming local government elections. Otherwise, the party, I expect that it might have a downward electoral trend, in my view.
So this is one of the big questions of our politics, I suppose, Dr. Breakfast, which is, how do we think MK will do? What predictions are there for MK going into the local elections? Now, on the one side, you have all of this sort of turmoil in the top leadership. On the other side, you have MK doing quite well in by-elections. I mean, how do you think MK is going to do? Do you think it will grow its support? Do you think maybe it'll actually slip back? We seem to have lost Dr. Breakfast again there. Apologies for that. We'll leave that conversation there for the moment. Dr. Ntsikelelo Breakfast is the Acting Director at the Centre for Security, Peace and Conflict Resolution at Nelson Mandela University. More reaction, of course, to the decision by Duduzile Zuma-Sambudla to actually resign from Parliament.